Hang All Day fans, welcome back to the final open water edition of this year's fishing for 2025. We're going up to the Wisconsin River up there. We're going to meet up with a lot of the girls from the Wisconsin Women's Fishing Club up there. We're going to the river's edge there. They have a walleye tournament going on, and we're in the river's edge walleye tournament. You know, we did a little pre-fishing there, found a couple of fish there while we was there, and it was cold though. I'm telling you what, it was really cold. It was October, right around Halloween there. But anyway, we used the river slider rigs and we got her all hooked up there, fish right off the bottom. And sure enough, the walleye are right there. That's a pretty decent one. And then, of course, right there's a red horse right there we caught on the same day, right in the same spot. And then here's another. That was an 18 and almost 7/8 inch walleye that I turned in. The smallmouth was close to 4 pounds. Beautiful smallmouth. So we wouldn't fish a smallmouth tournament, but they're right there mixed in with them. So you don't know what you're going to catch as long as you get your stuff out there on the bottom. But what a nice, relaxing way to fish. Anyway, like I said, we're fishing with the women's club up there. Some of them, you see Emily there's in 5th, I'm in 6th, and our girl Terry's in 7th right there. So that was the second day. So we thought we was doing pretty good. Brenda gets on the board there with a 16-incher. So, but we had a good time sitting there. We was all kind of sitting right there together, and we caught the walleye, sauger, smallmouth. Nobody caught a largemouth, but we did have a good time. We watched the armadillos, water ducks go in and out. It wasn't so much great for the fishing, but it was fun to watch these guys come up and down the roads there and go on the water and go from the water to the land and back to the water again. It was pretty cool, but what a wonderful day. Oh my goodness, Brenda just fed a duck. I'll be son of a gun. Well, just when you think you've seen everything, Brenda's up here feeding ducks by hand. No, this is just too good to be true. Watch, here he comes. He did it once already. Let's see if he does again. Here he comes. He's getting braver. Brenda's going to get him killed. Look at there. Oh, I'll be doggone. Okay, if you hunters are out there, put those down, those shotguns, and get you out a little bag of Cheetos. Let's see. And see if you can bring them in. Yeah, just wave that Cheeto bag around. You'll find the right one. Tell your buddy to get ready. Put the net on his ass. Oh, pardon me. Net on his butt. There we go. Yeah, can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up. What a beautiful morning on the river. Here we are in Wisconsin Dells. It's October the 24th or 5th. I'm sitting here watching ducks walk by. Geese are going. There's eagles flying by us. Boats going by. They got your Wisconsin Dells Army duck boats going by. You got the other boats going by. But it is an amazing time sitting here. We're with the Women's Fishing Club today, and we're doing a little walleye tournament. I went from 2nd place. I think I'm down in like 7th right now. But hey, we're having a good time. We both got on the board, and it's just a wonderful morning to be here. All right, here's our friend Terry. She's got through out there. You see we got these long sticks in the sand there. It holds our rods way up, so it helps us keep them from getting tangled up, and plus it shows the bites a lot easier. Yeah, see there, Terry, she ended up catching a nice 18.5-inch walleye. They got her on the board, and it ended up getting her in 15th place. So we had a good time. Like I said, there was 130 entries at the tournament. There was quite a few people in there. And we also had an awful good spread of food there after it was all over with. But yeah, we went from first and second, all the way down into 10th and 11th. But hey, we had a great time. Everybody had a good time. It was good to see everybody. We had our little winnings there. We had a good time. They all said goodbye to each other. And then some of them actually stayed around. It was a beautiful afternoon. I kept a spot down in the river force, and we came back and went fishing. Here's Brenda with a nice little smallmouth she pulled out. Wasn't too long after she got back. Just show out there, get her buddies there. But we had a great time. And so here we are with Terry. Now here Terry is hooked up again.
I don't know where she is.
She's up at the truck
getting close.
Made a big run that way. Quite a ways out there. Yeah.
I saw, yeah, right there. It's not that far out. And I've got my left. So, he's right there. He's right here. Oh, oh. Oh yeah. Nice fish. Nice. Cheers. Cheers. No, it's your pole. I know. Good job. Shit, Jesus. Let's see how big that sucker is. I tried to hold it until you got down here. That reel sucks for a big fish. Pliers.
Hey, great job fighting that fish, Terry. Even if it was your friend's pole, but hey, we all had a big chuckle about that. But hey, 45 inches long sturgeon. That thing was beautiful. So we got to hold it up there, and poor girl that came down the hill there, you know, she went back to her truck to get some more clothes. I guess the moral of the story is send your friend back to the truck. Great job, Terry. Beautiful sturgeon. We had a great time with you guys. Great fishing with you. Wonderful tournament. Another one of the ladies brought her friend, Captain Stanley. Captain Canley come by and seen us. But we had a great time. Anyway, the way we was fishing this was, we had the sliding fishing rig, like I said, you saw on the one. We used the what is called a Wolf River fishing rig, which is just it's three-way, basically three-way. You got the weight on the bottom and the hook sticking up. And we used the Captain Hooks River rigs. But yeah, we all just spread out. Everybody put on a little bit something different. You can see we all set up right there, just spread out down the lane, and we had a great time. All right, we spent the night and got up the next morning, and we drove all the way back across the state over to the Mississippi River, back to where we pretty much started the first of the year out at Dells and Barge over there. Went out doing the walleye fishing again, and man, did we ever get into them. We got there a little late first day, but the fish were biting. It was a nice day out, but we did manage to pick up a few nice fish that first day we got there. Like I said, it was a little late, but we got there and the fish were biting. We had a great time over there. Everything we was catching just a few inches off the bottom. You know, we was bouncing our three-way rigs and our Captain Hook rigs, and just some jigs that we was bouncing off the bottom. What a beautiful place. We had a great time there. Spent just a couple of days there, you know, while we was just on the way back from Wisconsin. Okay, here's Miss Brenda. She's over here just jigging away here. We're doing pretty good today. She's caught quite a few fish. We're looking for another walleye. We've been doing pretty good. You look down there and you can see we've got a pretty good little stringer full. Brenda needs to get that 12th one, so we're working on it. So I've got a 19.5 on there, and everything else is over 15 except the sauger. All right, having a good day here with Brenda out here on Dells and Barge. Hey, the weather you couldn't count on, but those walleye were down there. If you got that jig down there close to the bottom, them walleye were jumping on it. I said we kind of had different weather here and there, but man, and the different type of fish right there is incredible. We sit there and caught the striped bass, and then you catch a walleye. Then you go ahead and fish a little bit longer, and then you pull out a red horse or a sucker like this here. And a special treat I caught was this smallmouth buffalo. Check out that dorsal fin on that guy. I've never seen one of those, never caught one of those, but there's what one looks like. And then, of course, this poor guy here, he was holding on this fish for an hour. We never got to see it. We're not sure. Maybe he might have foul hooked a large sturgeon, but there's big old flathead there. I netted a carp that probably went close to 50 pounds. But anyway, there's all kind of fish there. You see this sucker here, he was down there. You know, but you never know. Right after that, Brenda pulled a walleye out of there. But we caught everything, bouncing it off the bottom. We were surprised we even caught a couple of flathead this time. We hadn't caught them before, so you just don't know what you're going to catch. But sit right there, just jig it up and down off the bottom, like I said, and just keep working it. And them fish just come by and smash it. You know, the weather we had, like I said, it is November. You know, the weather was colder, but the fish was good. The fishing was good. You see the warm morning we had so much fall, you couldn't see across the lake, the river. Anyway, we had a great time. Brenda caught this old big northern here, doing the same thing, bouncing that jig right off the bottom. And he was 30 inches long. We ended up getting him out and got him all cleaned up. And that poor guy, the last thing 30 little shiners saw in their life was that right there coming after him. Anyway, like I said, we had a good time. It was cold. It was not cold, but we did have a great trip, and the walleye there were biting. I mean, like I said, here it was November. What else you going to do? Hey, it's kind of in between hunting, but the fishing was still good. The word was out. The barge was full of people. It stayed busy all the way, all day long. But we did mess around. We worked hard on it, but we did get us a nice limit of walleye and sauger. This is one of those things we were using. Sometimes I tip it with the minnow. Sometimes we just keep bouncing it off the bottom. But it worked real good. We had these. We put the shiners on it and the other little minnows and stuff. Anyway, we stayed at the Water's Edge Resort right there. They have a wonderful marina right there you can put your boat in. They have a wonderful place to clean your fish or your game, either one. But it's a wonderful place, and I highly recommend that area. Anyway, we got home. We was home for a week. But we got to see an amazing thing. I've never seen this before, the Aurora Borealis. We were so amazed. My daughter called and said, hey, look out the window. But so we just couldn't believe it. And how blessed are we to be able to see something like that the first time in my life. Anyway, we got to run back over to Dubuque, Iowa, there on the Mississippi, and fish some winged hens with my buddy Sam over there. He showed us quite a few things about that. Caught some nice fish over there, too. Stopped by the one little reservoir over there. Well, it's kind of a cove, and we caught these old northern pike. There it was, like I said, in November. So anyway, that's it for this year. And next 2 weeks from now, we're heading back to Artisans Rocky Point Resort. All right, and as always, God bless you for watching. God bless our troops. Hope we all stay safe during the holiday season, and hope to see you on the water. Keep the lines tight, you guys.